I'm in no hurry, Monsieur Bonbon.
The devil!
Very true.
Very true? What is very true? How came you here?
I was saying that I am not at all pushed for time, that the business upon which I took the liberty of calling is of no pressing importance. In short, that I can very well wait for you to finish your exposition.
My exposition? Here now? How came you to know I was writing an exposition? Good God!
Hush. Oh, I see you know me, Bonbon.
Well, why, sir? Why did you are the devil, and why, sir, have you, I think you are the most, and remarkable honor that I...
Eyes? Did you say, my dear Bonbon, eyes? I perceive the ridiculous prints that are in circulation have given you a false idea of my personal appearance. Eyes, true eyes, as you would say, are very well in their right place. That is to say, the head, right? The head of a worm. To you, these optics are indispensable, yet I will convince you that my vision is more piercing than your own. There's a cat I see in the corner. Pretty cat. Look at her. Observe her well. Now tell me, Bonbon, do you behold the thoughts? The thoughts, I say. The ideas, the reflections engendering in her pericranium. There it is. You do not. She is thinking that we admire the profundity of her mind. She has just concluded that I am the most distinguished of ecclesiastics, and that you are the most superfluous of metaphysicians. That is to say, I am not altogether blind, but to one of my profession, these optics are merely an encumbrance, liable at any moment to be put out by any toasting iron or pitchfork. To you I allow these optics are indispensable. Endeavor, Bonbon, to use them well. My vision is the soul. A clever book, that of yours, my dear Bonbon. A clever book, that of yours, indeed. Upon my heart, it is a work after my own honor. Your arrangement of matter, I think, however, could use some improving, and many of your ideas remind me of Aristotle. Now that philosopher was one of my most intimate acquaintance. I liked him as much for his terrible ill temper as for his happy knack at making a blunder. There is but one truth in all that he has written, and for that I gave him the hint out of pure compassion for his absurdity. You do know, of course, to what divine moral truth I'm alluding?
Can't say that I do.
Indeed. Why, I told Aristotle that in sneezing, men expel superfluous ideas through the proboscis. Yes.
Which is undoubtedly the case. Have you ever been to Rome?
But once. But once. There was a time when occurred an anarchy of 5 years, where the Republic, bereft of all its officers, had no magistracy besides the tribunes of the people, and they were not legally vested with any degree of executive power. At that time, and at that time only, was I in Rome. And I have no earthly acquaintance, consequently, with any of its earthly philosophies.
Well, what do you think of Epicurus? What do you think of Epicurus?
What do I think of whom? You cannot surely mean to find any fault with Epicurus. What do I think of Epicurus? Do you mean me? Why, I am Epicurus. I am that same philosopher who wrote all 300 treatises commemorated by Diogenes Laertes.
That's a lie.
Very well. Very well indeed. Very well indeed, sir.
That's a lie.
Well, have it your own way. As I was saying, as I was observing a little while ago, there are some very outre notions in that little book of yours. Like all that humbug about the soul. What, pray tell, sir, is the soul?
Well, the soul is undoubtedly,
No, sir.
indubitably,
No, sir.
indisputably,
No, sir.
incontrovertibly,
No, sir.
evidently,
No, sir. No, sir.
the soul is undoubtedly.
Sir, the soul is no such thing.
Then pray, sir, what is it?
That is neither here nor there, Bonbon. I have tasted. That is to say, I have known some very bad souls, and some, too, very good ones. There was the soul of Cratinus. Passable. Aristophanes, racy. Plato, exquisite. Not your Plato, the comic poet. Your Plato would have turned the stomach of Cerberus. But they do want for flavor the Romans. The one fat Greek is worth a dozen of them, and besides will keep, which cannot be said of a Quirite. Let us taste your sauterne. Yes. But if I have a penchant, Monsieur Bonbon, if I have a penchant, it is for a philosopher. Yet let me tell you, not every gentleman knows how to choose one. Long ones are not good, and the best, if not properly shelled, are wont to go a little rancid on account of the gall.
Shelled?
I mean taken out of the carcass.
Oh.
After all, if a gentleman wants to survive, he must have more talents than one or two. And with us, a fat face is a symbol of diplomacy.
How so?
Well, sometimes we are exceedingly pushed for provisions. Let me tell you, when in a climate as sultry as mine, it is frequently impossible for a spirit to stay alive for more than 2 or 3 hours. And if not immediately pickled, and a pickled spirit is not good, they will smell, you understand, eh? Putrefaction is frequently apprehended when the spirits are consigned to us in the usual way.
Good God, how do you manage?
Now let me tell you, Bonbon, there will be no more swearing.
But the body! The body!
The body, well, what of the body? I have his contract in my pocketbook right here. In consideration of certain mental endowments, which it is unnecessary to specify, and in further consideration of 1,000 louis d'or, I, being aged 1 year and 1 month, do hereby make over to the bearer of this agreement all my right, title, and appurtenance in the shadow called my soul. Signed... Very clever fellow, that... But he, like you, Monsieur Bonbon, was mistaken about the soul. The soul a shadow. Truly, no such nonsense, Bonbon. The soul a shadow. Can you imagine a fricasseed shadow?
A fricasseed shadow? A fricasseed shadow? My soul is no shadow, damn!
Did not mean to say.
My soul is... My soul...
What, sir?
Why, sir, my soul is peculiarly qualified.
For what?
A souffle! A stew!
What?
A fricassee! Ragout you freaking do one here, I'll give it to you. A bargain!
I couldn't think of such a thing. I'm supplied at the moment. I have no funds on hand.
What?
Besides, very ungentlemanly in me to take advantage of your present situation.
Sir? Sir!